And we are just about ready then. So in glorious sunshine, it's Everton against Liverpool at Goodison Park, and away we go. It's a day where certainly Falk there on the right-hand side as we look, you would think might need to bring out some kind of headgear, because the sun is going to be right in her face. Another Everton throw-in. Everton have won both of their last 2 home matches in the WSL. They've only once before won 3 in a row. And meanwhile, Liverpool are looking for their first away win this season in the league. McLean. Back to Clark, and here's the captain, Fisk. Nice turn from McLean. Out here on the wing in a promising position on the left-hand side. McLean seeing plenty of the ball already. This is Kerry Holland, who's been something of an assist machine recently. Holland surging into the box. Dangerous ball. Just about dealt with by Everton. Clark back to Fisk. So it's Liverpool starting the match on the front foot with plenty of confidence. Bernabei, who plays right back but likes to get forward. And Clark across to Shimizu. So plenty of possession for the red half of Merseyside in these opening 2 minutes. McLean knows all about local rivalries, having come from Glasgow. Shimizu, short to Capox, and Liverpool very happy to knock it about. We know this is the style that Gareth Taylor wants to instill in all of his teams. It may well have taken a bit of time to make it work at Liverpool, and certainly new signings, I think, have helped, haven't they, Gilly? The signings that came in January have all had an impact. Yeah,
and I think it's strengthened Liverpool, especially having players that are able to improve the starting 11, but also have a bench as well to be able to come on. But we talk so much about signings as well, which I think have been huge. But I think for me, Kerry Holland's form as well in this season has just got so much better as the season's gone on, and she was always a big player for Liverpool anyway, but she's just had such a rise and surge in creating as well for Liverpool. So I think with the added January signings as well, you're seeing a Liverpool that are coming on the up now.
Holland fouled there, according to referee Phoebe Cross. 28 years old now. Welsh international. Her mum is Welsh. She was actually born in North Yorkshire, Kerry Holland. Spent some time playing college soccer in the US for Kansas Jayhawks. That's a good ball towards Olsen. Olsen into McLean. First opportunity. Didn't quite get hold of the shot, was digging it out.
Yeah, it's a really good run, because Olsen peeled off the centre-backs, and Grace Fisk was just able to dink the ball into space there. She plays a nice pass to McLean. I think she was trying to hope that he was able to come across enough onto her right foot where the goal was more open, but takes it with her left, and it's a good start for Liverpool.
Liverpool finished 7th in the Barclays WSL last season, down in 10th at the moment, but they have moved away from the bottom of the table, 5 points ahead of Leicester City as things stand, but Leicester do have a game in hand, so Liverpool have shown improvement recently, but they're not out of danger yet, as that ball came off a Liverpool foot in the end for an Everton goal kick to be taken by their captain, Courtney Brosnan. Looks like Fernandez is going to take the free kick, in fact. Brosnan wearing the captain's armband in the absence of Megan Finnegan, who's been out for a long time with an ACL injury, but Finnegan is back training on grass apparently now, just last week. So hopefully Finnegan might be able to make an appearance before the end of this campaign. Bernabei into McLean, who's been central to everything Liverpool have done so far. Clark out to Shimizu. Everton haven't really been able to get out of their own half in any meaningful way so far in these opening 5 minutes. Everton 0, Liverpool 0. And it's the possession football that historically we've always associated with Liverpool teams, men and women. That's another good ball forward to Kerry Holland. Miscontrolled, ended up falling to Enderby. Everton haven't got this clear yet. McLean, neat turn, needs a bit of width. It does fall to Holland, and now Bernabei. There was a good opportunity there, which came from a slight miss hit on the shot. It almost fell nicely to Enderby. So it's all Liverpool so far. Here comes their skipper, Fisk. Bernabei, the Spaniard. And Everton can't get near the ball at the moment. Liverpool happy to come backwards as well when required, just to keep possession. Holland does hook the cross in, but Brosnan was alive to it. We'll take a look back at the earlier move from Liverpool.
Yeah, we're just seeing again this space here down Liverpool's left-hand side. Kerry Holland breaking the pass in. It's a bit of a sloppy touch there from Capox, but you know, Liverpool's so on the front foot for it, but that's a couple of times now, just in this opening short spell of the game, that Liverpool have really been able to exploit Everton down Everton's right-hand side there, but Liverpool not able to challenge Brosnan.
It was a poor touch, really, wasn't it, from Capox, because it was her that really had the initial chance. Just didn't quite get the control right, the Swede, with the Hungarian grandfather, Cornelia Capox. It was actually Capox who scored Liverpool's opener on the first weekend of the season against Everton, before the Toffees came back to win 4-1. But again, Liverpool breaking from the back. Shimizu looking for runners. The other thing about Liverpool is defensively they've been a lot more solid recently as well. 2 clean sheets in a row. So things looking a bit brighter for the Reds, but it's given away. And here's a chance for Everton. Good defending. I think it was from Clark in the end. The chance, though, for Galley maybe wasn't quite alert enough there to take full advantage of that.
Yeah, you see Liverpool trying to play out from the back there. Everton was able to get a little bit higher up. Sloppy from Liverpool to be playing that ball. Galley has to do the work anyway to get herself up there. I think Clark comes over nice and quickly as well, which just makes it really difficult for her to really generate anything.
In hindsight, I wonder if Galley could and should have taken a shot first time rather than taking an extra touch. But here come Liverpool on the break again. Cornelia Capox striding forward, looking for Olsen. Olsen can't get the cross into the area, but wins a corner for her team. And Liverpool responding well to that moment of danger from Everton.
And Liverpool looking really threatening when they're making Everton turn and face their own goal. The space is in behind. Liverpool have got the pace to really cause Everton a lot of problems.
Olsen there was Gareth Taylor's first signing last summer when he took over at Liverpool, and she really has hit the ground running. Scored the second goal in the FA Cup win against Everton last month. Corner comes in towards Clark, and it's off the post. It's the closest either side have come yet. Everton need to get the danger away still. Claims for a handball in there, and it's given. Grace Fisk was involved, the Liverpool skipper. We'll see again exactly whose arm it came off. The Everton players protesting that, you know, what could she do? But Phoebe Cross has had a big decision to make here, and it's a penalty for the away side, for the red half of Merseyside. Gabaro, the one it was who blocked the ball with her hand here. We'll see it again. Well, there did seem to be an upward movement there, Gilly.
Yeah, it certainly does. And obviously, I know there's a lot of arguments about players with their hands in natural positions. I think Ruby Mason was trying to argue that her hand was down by her side when it clearly wasn't. But yeah, it seems like there was a little bit of a movement there towards the ball. Rightly so for Liverpool getting the penalty.
And it will be Kerry Holland who's placing the ball down. Liverpool looking for their first away win in the Barclays WSL this season. Holland against Brosnan. Placed into the net, pretty much down the centre. And it gives Liverpool a deserved lead inside the opening 10 minutes or so, in front of their away supporters at that end. Kerry Holland from the spot makes it Everton 0, Liverpool 1.
And I don't think nobody can argue that Liverpool don't deserve to take the lead in this game. You know, you're looking at the initial corner as well. Clark, with her header hitting the post, and obviously then Liverpool winning the penalty. It's a beautiful penalty, calm penalty from Kerry Holland, but just able to see it back again. You can clearly see from Gabaro that the arm takes a little bit of an upward movement as well towards the ball, and rightly so for Liverpool, they take the lead.
Well, the perfect start for Gareth Taylor and his team as they look to finish the season strongly. And Everton haven't really got going at all yet. They're under pressure again here, back to their keeper Brosnan. And once Brosnan had committed, of course, to the dive one way, Kerry Holland just placed the ball the other side. That's unfortunate, just overran there from Vignola, who we've barely seen at all. Vignola, who scored a hat-trick at Anfield on the opening weekend. Not all of Liverpool's home matches played at Anfield, of course. I noticed that their final game of the league season at home to Arsenal will be there. But Everton just need to regroup a bit here. They've barely been in this match so far. Liverpool defending high. Holland with the defensive work this time, but it's not a great header in truth. Everton claiming a handball this time, but referee waves play on. Holland, the goal scorer, back to her captain Fisk, and now Falk. Falk, the keeper, has kept 4 clean sheets in 7 appearances in the WSL. And the game falling back into the familiar pattern in these opening stages. McLean has had so many touches of the ball so far. She's the pivot around which everything else is happening for the Reds. I saw a quote from Gareth Taylor this week saying he felt it's a shame that the season is running out for Liverpool, and you can see why, because this is chalk and cheese from what we saw in the first half of the season. Liverpool attacking again, but Ruby Mace alive to it. Pacheco over there, the left back, helping out. Zara Kramsar wearing 21 there, plays up front for Everton. Has barely had a touch of the ball yet. Gareth Taylor will be very satisfied with what he's seen so far. Free kick this time to Everton. Gabaro brought down, and it will be the first yellow card of the match from Phoebe Cross. Fisk, the captain, Liverpool captain, the one shown the yellow card just for that little trip in there from behind on Gabaro. What can Everton do here, Gilly? They seem to be up against a red wall.
Yeah, I think they just need to keep a hold of the ball. You know, you're looking at Liverpool's press, it's on the front foot. So that means that your players in your team, they need to move. They need to be having options for the player on the ball. You can't be standing still. And just when you do go forward, everyone come up collectively together and then really trouble the Liverpool team. But it's just a little bit sloppy from them at the moment.
Hannah Blundell brought back into the Everton side today, having had to sit out the match against Manchester United. Everton equalised against United in the 90th minute, but still somehow contrived to lose the match, United winning it in the 94th 7 days ago. And Everton currently 6th in the league table, 6 points ahead of Liverpool. Here come Everton. A rare foray forward, but there's an offside flag in there. And it's been pretty dominant so far for Liverpool. 1-0 the scoreline, but look at these stats. 83, nearly 84% possession for the away side. Everton haven't mustered a shot on goal yet. So plenty for Scott Phelan to be thinking about on the touchline. Falk slowing things down on the edge of her own area. And that's gone astray, a bit careless from the Liverpool keeper. Hugely experienced Swedish international. Mace back to Brosnan. Here's Fernandez. Oh, that was loose. Galley didn't have much time there to do anything useful with the ball, but Everton get away with it, but Liverpool win it back quickly. Olsen couldn't quite take it in her stride. And Everton having to really fight for everything, fight for every second ball. Blundell, Kramsar involved. Yuka Mamiki in there as well. But back to Brosnan, the Everton keeper. Everton have actually won more WSL matches against Liverpool than any other team. But they don't look like winning at the moment. Long way to go, of course. Capox dispossessed by Van Gool. And Everton, I think, just deliberately trying to just string a few passes together here and slow the pace down a little bit. Yeah, I think they're just trying to gain a little bit of momentum by having the ball a little bit longer, but they do look so risky when they're playing with the ball out from the back. A couple of times we've seen silly turnovers now, and I think Liverpool are really reading onto that. Mace towards Mamiki, but Mamiki can't control it, and McLean goes for the long shot, ends up looping over the top. If there's a stat that Everton want to hear that gives them encouragement, it's this one. Only Brighton have dropped more points from winning positions than Liverpool this season. But really, I mean, it's a season of two halves for Liverpool, isn't it? The Liverpool we're talking about right now and seeing now are nothing like the Liverpool team we were watching before Christmas. No, I mean, they're looking so full of confidence, they're organised, and I know it's always difficult when a new manager goes into a side and, you know, they've not really been able to make too many of their own signings, and they're trying to play a certain way as well and getting those players to adapt to it too. But it's looking like a completely different Liverpool side. There was a great turn in there from Kramsar for Everton. Here's Vignola looking for Mamiki. And the ball evades everyone to go out for a goal kick. So just a slight improvement in the last couple of minutes for Everton. Mamiki there wearing the cast on her right hand. Not causing her too many issues, I don't think. Falk has time to pick out Kerry Holland, who has to be careful. Here's McLean again. Instrumental so far for Liverpool, McLean. Oh, and it's nice interplay from Liverpool this. Here's Capox to Bernabei. A cross or a shot. Oh, and it's deflected in. Off the Everton defender, I think Fernandez. Bernabei had so much space on the left-hand side of the area. You can say it's unlucky in the end to be an own goal. But again, Liverpool pressure, creating the chance and creating a goal. 20 minutes gone, it's Everton 0, Liverpool 2.
I mean, you got a question as well here, the Everton midfield. They're all just standing, literally standing and just watching Liverpool bypass them. Bernabei there, the amount of space that she's got to even be able to deliver that ball into the box. It's completely, Ruby May's getting caught tight. Hannah Blundell doesn't know whether to go to Capox or not, or take Bernabei. She whips the ball in there. I mean, Fernandez, I think she's just trying to get something on it. And that's the difference. When you've got a ball like that and you're able to whip it into the box, even if you can't get one of your own players on it, you just got to hope that potentially a defender will do that. We've seen it so many times, own goals scored like that. But Liverpool thoroughly deserved the lead.
Well, I said in commentary, is it going to be a cross or a shot? And that is a sign of how much time and space Bernabei had, because I was wondering if she was going to drive in herself. Well, 2 goals ahead inside the opening 20 minutes, and this is a statement performance so far from Liverpool. And Everton all at sea, you'd have to say at the moment. Here's Olsen. Everton with a chance to break. It's a good run from Pacheco. Mamiki's in the centre of the area. Kramsar just on the edge of the area as well. But again, Everton lose possession too easily. It's back with Fernandez, the unfortunate scorer of the own goal, but she had to try and get something on the cross because it was going to land on Olsen's head if she hadn't. And a free kick given against Kramsar for a nudge on Fisk. Grace Fisk played for the late Matt Beard at West Ham, then rejoined him at Liverpool in 2023. Hasn't yet won a senior England cap, but she was in the Lionesses squad last month. Van Gool. Across to Blundell. Back to Mace. Every time Everton come forward, they look crowded, they look squeezed. Every time Liverpool come forward, it looks like they've got oceans of space. Here's Fernandez in her own area again, given away. That's too many times. Everton get a bit lucky to get the ball back with Mamiki, who gives it straight to Capox. Cornelia Capox. In fact, it was Enderby, wasn't it, trying to force her way into the area there. Mamiki. Nice turn from Gabaro. Gave away the Liverpool penalty earlier. Here's Pacheco. Everton do need a bit more urgency. Fernandez. Pacheco again. Liverpool will put their foot on the ball. Clark to Fisk, and just look much more comfortable in possession than their opponents today. Fisk with their time to turn and give it back to Falk. WSL Football have launched a brand new app this week. If you follow the Barclays WSL or WSL2, you can download this new app for free. Search WSL Football in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. And plenty of nice content on there for you to look at. Another handball, this time on the halfway line, but it's a free kick for Liverpool again. Fuka Nagano here, one of the Japanese players, given that guard of honour at the start of the match for their win in the Asian Cup. Here's another one, Shimizu playing right back. Nagano wins the free kick. Found herself in a tight spot there, did Nagano. She played alongside Denise O'Sullivan over in the US at North Carolina Courage, did Nagano. Joined Liverpool 3 years ago, and O'Sullivan has joined her just in the last few weeks. The Irish legend on the bench for Liverpool this afternoon, Denise O'Sullivan. Here's Clark out to Shimizu. This time it's Liverpool that give the ball away too easily. Fernandez needs to be careful, out of position, up on the halfway line. Healthy looking crowd as well, Gilly, and it's something that, you know, you would expect a big crowd from Merseyside derby, and actually it kind of needs to be a big crowd today, doesn't it, with the men's football kind of off for international matches. If there hadn't been a decent turnout today, then questions would have been asked. Yeah,
most definitely. I mean, I was fortunate enough to be at Liverpool for a period of time, and knowing playing in front of those fans, they were vocal, they sung loads, and they just had such a big energy.
Here's a chance for Everton, though. Gabaro in the box, released by Mamiki. Oh, and that was a really vital header at the back post from Shimizu. That's the best move Everton have put together so far. Kramsar was waiting to pounce, but Shimizu puts it behind for a corner.
And Everton being able to get higher up the pitch, and a lot more bodies as well. Just a delivery into the box. Shimizu at the back post there has to get that header. It's a very important one. But first time really that Everton actually looked really threatening in Liverpool's box.
Yeah, Kramsar, you saw her actually make the motion to head the ball. So it was vital that Shimizu got the touch on it from a Liverpool point of view. Everton corner though. Right into the 6-yard box. Blundell, it's a difficult angle to try that ball. Comes to Pacheco. Will she try and get this cross in early? She does. And Shimizu knocks it behind for a corner again. So a bit of Everton pressure, something for the crowd to get hold of now.
Yeah, and I think it also gives Everton a little bit of a breather from defending, which is what they've done for majority of this game. But yeah, you're hoping that having a few corners on the go and being in Liverpool's final third, you can really hear the crowd start to get behind them.
So it's a packed penalty area. What's the delivery like from Mamiki towards the penalty spot again? Players from both teams go up for it. Liverpool get it away. And win a free kick as well. Everton felt play should have carried on there, but it's a free kick for Liverpool inside their own area as we get towards the half-hour mark.
Yeah, it's a good tackle there from Olsen. Does really well in clearing the lines and getting the distance as well, and unable to win Liverpool a free kick in the process.
Falk inside her own area to Clark. Falk goes direct looking for Bernabei, but she's overdone it. 2-0, always a dangerous lead to have, but at the moment Liverpool look in complete control. Mace back to Brosnan. And Everton insisting on trying to play the ball around at the back. Van Gaal nearly caught in possession, and she's under pressure again. What do you make of this style, particularly at 2-0 down, Gilly?
I mean, it's risky, and I feel like you can tell that Everton don't really seem that confident in actually playing this way. I think it's the way that Liverpool have set up with their press. But it's sort of that one where Liverpool are pressing and they're still not recognising that. So what they're doing is they're still trying to play that way, and it's, in my opinion, it's really stubborn. You know, I think You're 2-0 down already. Get Liverpool coming to pressure. If they're pressing you, you need to turn them. You need to get them so facing their own goals, so that hopefully then for your sake, they'll then start dropping off, and then you're able then to play. But continuously to keep being stubborn with it and playing, you're causing yourself more issues than it needed, especially with the scoreline the way it is.
Might see it again here. Brosnan across her own area to Fernandez and out to Pacheco. Everton do keep possession this time, and they can come across the halfway line. That's good play from Everton this time. Vignola falls to Pacheco. Pacheco dinks the cross in, again looking for Kramsar. So just a few better moments from Everton. Gabaro was in there as well, but the cross definitely aimed at the taller figure of Kramsar. Pacheco with the iconic haircut over there, the long ponytail.
I think what you notice as well, when they played each other at the start of the season, you know, Pacheco had so much joy down the wide areas. And I think that's what they're trying to get now. They're trying to get Pacheco to bomb forward a little bit more to create the overload on that side, and then to able to get the delivery in there for Kramsar. But Fist does exceptionally well to get across and to win that header.
31 minutes gone. Everton 0, Liverpool 2. Getting Derby Day underway. Here's Ruby Mace. Club record signing last August from Leicester City. Mamiki. Good ball towards Gabaro. Everton force back to Fernandez. Here's Van Gaal. Pacheco inside to Galley. Van Gaal gets it back. A crisp sequence of passing from Everton. Vignola, hat-trick hero on the opening day, but doesn't get that one quite right. Just a breakdown in communication.
Seeing Everton looking a little bit more confident, coming forward, holding the ball for a little bit longer as well, enjoying a little bit of a passage of possession.
Those match stats have evened up a little bit. Liverpool still dominant in terms of possession, but that figure was over 80% about 15 minutes or so ago. So Everton, that just shows you just coming into the match a little bit more. They haven't yet created anything too clear-cut yet. Clear-cut though. Easy for me to say. Brosnan over to Fernandez. Given away. And you can see what Olsen was thinking there, but none of her teammates were on the same wavelength. And again, the ball left for Fernandez to take the goal kick, and we know where this is going. But this time Brosnan does decide to go long towards Kramsar. Enderby with her back to goal for Liverpool. Thought she'd won the throw-in, but it goes Everton's way. Just over 10 minutes to go, plus added time until the break. We haven't really had any stoppages so far. Here's Van Gaal. And Gabaro looking to spread it cross field, but Kerry Holland does some good defensive work. Fernandez strides forward, but Shimizu was alive to that pass. Enderby back to Clark. And again, Clark has all the time in the world, no real pressure from Everton. It's a bit of a stroll in the sunshine at the moment for Liverpool, you'd have to say. Although Fisk gives it away. Straight to Gabaro. Here's Vignola, who's been kept quiet so far. The two Spaniards combining. Free kick to Everton this time, taken quickly. I wondered if they would try and put a ball into the box there from that free kick, but it's taken short to Mace and Mamiki. Miscue from Mamiki, but it falls nicely for Galley, and then I think partly because she wasn't expecting to receive the ball, the move breaks down. How important would it be, Gilly, for Everton to try and get themselves on the score sheet before half-time?
Well, I know probably better than most how important that next goal will be, and it's if it goes in Liverpool's favour, you know, you're probably saying, well, the game's probably done and dusted with it. But Everton, if they can swing it in their favour and it goes 2-1, you've got a lifeline there. It's always such a dangerous scoreline, 2-0.
Jenna Clark came forward there from centre-back under no pressure whatsoever. And Everton just give the ball straight back to Falk in the Liverpool goal. Falk hasn't been tested at all. Only 6 goalkeepers have recorded 5 clean sheets within their first 8 matches in the Barclays WSL. She's almost halfway there, Falk. Shimizu looked to clip it forward to Olsen, gets it straight back again. And that would drive you crazy if you're Scott Phelan on the touchline. Galley, though, for Everton. Can they find a way back into this match? Gabaro. Oh, a clever effort with the outside of the right boot from Ima Gabaro. Over the bar from the Spanish midfielder. A few years ago, she was the Golden Boot winner and voted the best player at the Under-20 World Cup. An improvised effort, Gilly.
Yeah, a really improvised one. I think if she'd have been able to have scored that goal with the outside of her boot from that angle, it could have been a potential for goal of the season. It'd have had to have been a great finish to get past Falk. But Everton are showing promising signs. It's just the lack of quality, really, in the final third, whether it be the chances, whether it be the final ball into them. I think Phelan would just be hoping that they just tidy up a little bit.
Enderby holding the ball up and winning the free kick under the challenge from Pacheco. Enderby there was actually stretchered off after scoring the opener in the FA Cup win over Everton last month. She collided with the Everton goalkeeper, Courtney Brosnan. But nothing serious in the end. I think people were very concerned at the time as Everton steal the ball off the Liverpool defence. Doesn't come to anything. So from a Liverpool point of view, you just want to see this through to half-time with this 2-0 lead. Anything more than that would be a bonus. Liverpool have been attacking their own fans away to our left as we look in this first half. And they've seen 2 goals. A penalty from Kerry Holland, an own goal from Martina Fernandez. And a couple of those just careless clearances from Falk. So just over 5 minutes to go in this first half. Fernandez lofting a ball across her own penalty area to Ruby Mace. Mamiki to Kramzat. Lots of space on that left-hand side, first of all for Pacheco. Ball comes in the sunshine. Falk does well to get a hand on it. You can see how bright it is down there. Did well to even see that, let alone pick it out. Oh, lovely touch from Olsen. And here comes Holland. Holland against Fernandez. Can she fashion a shot? Oh, it's a great goal. Started with a lovely touch around the corner from Beata Olsen, but my goodness me, did Kerry Holland make the most of it. Her first goal today from the penalty spot, but that was a beauty. Everton 0, Liverpool 3.
It was an absolute stunner of a finish, but if I'm Scott Feehan, I'm asking questions about Kerry Holland has been able to go from the place she has, that distance. For me, Fernandez, I'm not too sure what she's doing at all there. It's like she slows down with her defending, and she just says to Kerry Holland, come on, keep coming at me. Kerry Holland must be thinking, sooner or later she's going to engage with me. No, she doesn't. She cuts inside on her right foot. Beautiful finish into the top corner there, but you've got to question that defending from Fernandez and Everton in general.
Into the top corner. And as Gilly said, when Holland broke away, you were just waiting for a blue shirt to come into the pitch. And probably Fernandez, as you say, you were waiting for Fernandez to come over and clear the ball away, and it just never happened. And Holland's eyes must have lit up as she got closer and closer to goal. But a great finish from the Welsh international, part of the Wales squad at the Euros last summer. Well, what a half of football this has been from Liverpool. And the worrying thing for Everton, it doesn't actually feel like Liverpool are in top gear yet either.
No, it doesn't. I think for that spell of maybe 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes, Everton really controlled it, and you looked like they was going to be the ones who looked most likely to score. I mean, I also got a question, the defending at the initial start of it, right, how you're allowing Kerry Holland to play that 1-2 around both of you. But yeah, it's just, I think that was important for Liverpool to get that, because you could see Everton were creeping back into it. But yeah, really disappointing from a defensive point of view.
Mace under pressure from Olsen. And it is worth saying again, it was just a lovely flick, wasn't it, from Olsen to set Kerry Holland away. Liverpool first to the ball again. Oh, it's a long, long way back from here for the Toffees. I said anything else beyond a 2-0 lead would be a bonus. Well, here they are, 3 goals to the good Liverpool now. Clark. Nagano sends it back to Falk. Just a little hesitant that time from Falk, and Everton capitalise. Mamiki. Nicely done from Blundell. Bit of space now for the Everton right back. Blundell into the area. Cross blocked by Fisk. Here's Blundell again. Vignola coming short. Vignola does well to get the cross in. Over everybody, including Kramzat. Oh, Pacheco tried to keep the ball in on that far side, but it goes out for a Liverpool throw-in, and they will take their time over this. Well worth having another look.
Yeah, for me there, Fernandez, I don't know why she slows down. You've got to get closer to Kerry Holland. You've got to, at some point, engage in it. You don't do nothing except you allow her to cut inside on her right foot. Still then, you don't even take a step towards the ball. You know, Kerry Holland, she has a lot of work to do there. It's a beautiful finish, but yeah, I would be asking a lot of questions regarding that defending.
Maybe one last chance here for Everton to get themselves on the score sheet as we tick towards half-time. We're told it's 2 minutes added time. So Van Gool has to come back to Mace.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 2 minutes additional time.
Brosnan across here to the touchline, and Mamiki, good ball from the keeper. Blundell looking forward to Kramzat. And Liverpool pressing Everton backwards. Forward towards Blundell, but it bounces awkwardly, and Fisk is there. Enderby back to Shimizu, goes under the Japanese international's foot. And Everton running back towards their own goal when really they need to be going the other way. Pacheco living dangerously, it's given away again. Shake of the head from Gilly Flaherty next to me. Capox to Nagano. I mean, a fourth goal for Liverpool before the break would be a disaster for Everton. But it looks like they're going to see it through. 20 seconds or so to go. Pacheco. Don't do anything silly now. Oh, there's a header back towards her own goal there from Clark. Here's Gabaro. And Clark recovers with the block. Well, that would have been an unforgivable error from Liverpool at the back, but they see it through. Well, what a half for the away side in this Merseyside derby at Goodison Park. So there's a few stats that Liverpool are looking to overturn here this afternoon, and maybe the most important one is this would be their first away win in the WSL this season for Gareth Taylor's side. Second half underway, and Everton need to change something, surely. They can't just afford to approach this second half in the same way they did the first. Somehow they need to get more possession. Gilly Flaherty alongside me. It won't be all-out attack now from Everton, of course, but they need to do something different. And can you come up with any ideas of what they could do or what they need to do?
I'm just thinking I'd love to have been a fly on that wall in the changing room there and heard really what Phelan would have said to the group, but they just need to tidy up. I think even playing out from the back, whole of that first half, the amount of mistakes and possession that they turned over with playing out from the back, they looked most dangerous when they'd actually got Liverpool turned and they was behind Liverpool's back line. So you can take confidence in that and say, well, can we try and do that a bit more in this second half and really get Liverpool facing their own goal?
Well, Scott Phelan has made one change. Yuka Mamiki, the Japanese international, has been replaced by Melissa Lawley. Lawley, who was signed from Liverpool in the summer of 2024. She was actually sent out on loan to Burnley, but recalled earlier this month. And Lawley out there wearing number 14. Challenging for the ball now. Pass goes astray from Liverpool this time. There is Melissa Lawley, 31 years old. Doesn't look like any formation change from Everton, just personnel. And of course Liverpool with the luxury of not just the 3-goal cushion, but the dominance in their play means that Gareth Taylor, of course, won't want them to take their foot off the gas, but they don't absolutely have to be on it in this second half. They should be able to see this through for their first away win of the league campaign. 2 draws and 7 defeats so far away from home this season. So this would be a huge statement and a sign of how much better things are coming together for the red half of this city in recent weeks. Bernabé, the Spanish fullback, signed initially on loan in January, then the move made permanent from Real Sociedad in September. She did have an unsuccessful stint, did Bernabé, with Chelsea a couple of years ago. Mace back to Brosnan, the Irish international goalkeeper, over 50 caps for the Republic of Ireland. Here's Galley. Nagano tussling with her. Bernabé tried to help out, but it backfires a bit because Galley can come away with the ball. To Gabaro. Probably Everton's biggest danger in the first half, Gabaro. Gabaro's gone down holding her knee, but the referee's blown for a previous earlier foul from the Spaniard. Well, we hope Gabaro's okay, but here is the earlier foul I was mentioning there, the trip on. I think it was Bernabé, wasn't it? Tripped by Gabaro. Spaniard on Spaniard. She just goes down awkwardly there, clutching her knee, which is always a big concern.
Yeah, there's a little bit of afters there with Kerry Holland as well. I mean, it's obviously always worrying when a player goes down. Holding a knee seems to be in a lot of discomfort as well.
Yeah, she signed from Sevilla in the summer of 2024. And she did suffer an ACL injury soon after making that move. But this doesn't look good at all. The medics are there and her teammates are there with her as well. 23 years old. I mentioned in the first half that she was voted the best player and won the Golden Boot at the Under-20 World Cup a few years ago. She was actually sent back to Sevilla on loan in September last year, but recalled to Everton in January. So a hush descends over Goodison Park as we wish the best to Inma Gabaro. It's the last thing Scott Phelan and Everton need. And she was one of Everton's brightest prospects in that first half. They didn't have much to cheer about, but when they did come forward, Gabaro was at the centre of things, Gilly.
Yeah, she most certainly was, and obviously she's shown how much of a key player she is for Everton over the past few weeks especially too. So, you know, they're going to want to hope that it's nothing too serious to begin with, and that she potentially maybe able to carry on in this game.
Well, that's good to see. Gabaro up on her feet. Gingerly, it has to be said. I mean, they wouldn't risk allowing her to walk off the pitch, would they, if they thought it was something too bad, although she's hobbling a fair amount there and probably does need a bit of support to get off the pitch, so it's a difficult one to weigh up there just how bad that injury is. We won't make any assumptions, but Gabaro is struggling. Play continues with Shimizu and Jenna Clark at the back for Liverpool. I don't think Everton have brought on a substitute yet, so the Toffees playing with 10 players for the time being. Here's Capox. Not seen much of Capox actually in this dominant Liverpool performance. Other players have taken their moment to shine. As Gabaro is now helped down the stairs of that famous Goodison Park tunnel, narrow tunnel. And an Everton change will be made very shortly. Clark into McLean and Nagano. Here's Kerry Holland again. Coming forward on a hat-trick, of course. Here's Capox. Loose touch at the back from Pacheco. She's just taken a knock to the face as well, so the referee has to stop the game, really. It was an accidental hand in the face. I mean, a bit harsh on Liverpool in a sense, but you'll see here that the left hand, isn't it, of Mia Enderby comes round, but nothing malicious in that.
I don't think anything intentional there. I think Mia Enderby's just looking at the ball when her arm has come out.
Everton on the attack, which we haven't said too many times this afternoon. Pacheco cuts back in on her right foot. Not enough curl or whip on the cross, but she gets the ball back. Left-footed cross this time. Grace Fisk, the Liverpool captain, covering well, puts it behind for a corner.
That's another one of those ones where it's a dangerous ball in there from Pacheco, where you think if a defender doesn't connect with that properly, it could end up easily going goalward. And it's sloppy there from Olsen to play the ball straight back to Pacheco, but Fisk doing really well just to get goal side of Kramzar there and direct the ball away.
Kelly Gargo has come on to replace Gabaro. There is Gargo. Signed for Everton last year, just after making her senior international debut for France. So an enforced change, that one, for Everton, and we wish Gabaro well. Getting treatment in the dressing room as we speak. Here's Pacheco. An aimless ball, looking for a run from Kramzar, but Kramzar wasn't ready for it. And the atmosphere, understandably, has dropped a bit, not just because of that lengthy period of treatment, but Everton haven't been able to make any inroads yet in this second half to the Liverpool lead. Liverpool now defending the goal behind which their fans are encamped. Here's Vignola. Scored a hat-trick on the opening weekend against Liverpool. Kept quiet so far. Worth a go, but always going wide from Vignola.
Yeah, it's a decent effort there. I mean, I think if you're Falk, you'd be a little bit unhappy if she was able to finish from that distance. But again, it's showing promising signs for Everton. It's a decent effort. It doesn't look too far away.
It's the likes of Vignola who need to step up their performance levels, isn't it, in this second half for Everton to get back into this match. Here's Lawley. Half-time substitute, wins the corner.
And I think if there's any player who knows the amount of experience that Lawley's got, obviously at Liverpool for many, many years, but playing in this derby, I think from an Everton point of view, they're probably hoping that she's able to bring a little bit of fight, which you're not really seeing at all from Everton.
Yeah, it's not really felt like a derby performance, hasn't it? Has it, from the home side? There hasn't been... We've not really seen any big tackles going in. Dangerous corner, Falk misses it. Gets away with it, the Liverpool keeper. Jennifer Falk was flapping at that one. She'll be really keen to make it 3 clean sheets in a row.
Yeah, I think she'd have been glad just to get her hands on the ball at the end there. Gargo obviously challenging Falk there. Going for the header.
Everton's last 2 goals in the Barclays WSL have come from substitutes. Gargo and Lawley both sent out there in this second half. Bernabé with the throw-in, back to Fisk. Foul goes short to McLean. Liverpool toying with
off a little bit, copying Everton a little bit with the plan out from the back, but yeah, Liverpool just seem a little bit more calm when doing it.
Bernabé does well to win it from Lawley. McLean, who's had a really neat and tidy game. Bernabé forward, looking for Holland. Great close control out there from so many Liverpool players. Shimizu. Enderby gives it back to Shimizu. And Liverpool looking to pass Everton to death here. An Everton goal would change the complexion of things a bit, but at the moment they just can't win the ball off their opponents. Capox. Here's a run from Enderby, and Enderby's got away from Pacheco here. There are players in the box, and it's a good interception from Mace on the slide. It's the first time, really, we've seen Enderby get away.
Yeah, it's really the first time we've seen her in this game, really threatening the Everton backline there. The space opens up. She's looking, she's checking. I mean, it's difficult because I think it's Olsen who's really pulling away rather than actually getting across and getting across the defender there. Obviously, you've got Mace, and then you also have Blundell behind as well. But it's, again, still another opportunity for Liverpool.
A fourth Liverpool goal would really finish things off. Remember, Everton, before today, were unbeaten in their last 8 league meetings with Liverpool. Free header right by the 6-yard box from Fisk, and then there's a bit of argy-bargy there with Brosnan wanting to run out and take the quick throw. The referee tells them to get on with things. The free kick was given. Fisk maybe should have done better with that chance. We'll take another look at that in a moment, but Mace under pressure on the edge of her own area. Back to Brosnan. Poor clearance from Brosnan. Didn't get hold of that one at all. Let's take a look at that corner and the opportunity, Gilly, for Grace Fisk.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Fisk gets the header there. It's a sea of blue shirts. Even, I mean, it comes down and Brosnan's able to catch it there. You've just got that with Capox is obviously trying to block. I mean, I think Brosnan...
Looked like she was on gladiators there.
Yeah. I mean, Brosnan, I think, does more of that than what actually Capox does.
Liverpool with Nagano. Holland, nice touch into Nagano. Another nice touch towards Olsen, but Fernandez read that well. We've just passed the hour mark. So Everton already running out of time. 30 minutes plus added time, of which there will be some because of that injury to Gabaro. You would have thought, Gilly, that Liverpool, having named their 2 Japanese stars in the starting lineup this afternoon, it may be that those 2 players, Shimizu and Nagano, would come off at some point. It'd be surprising, wouldn't it be, if they were able to play the full 90 after returning from the Asian Cup?
Yeah, I think you'd find it surprising if they do play the full game. See, listen, Liverpool are in a position where having both of them players come off the pitch, they shouldn't end up going on to lose the game. You know, they've got enough strength in there. But again, you've got to protect those players as well. They've had a heavy couple of weeks. And obviously the time difference, the flying as well, can make a huge impact on it. So it'd be interesting to see if those are the players that will be looking to come off.
And actually, by contrast, Everton have their Asian Cup players ready to come on. Kitagawa and Hayashi are both available to them. There are the match stats. Still no shot on target from Everton. The possession has levelled up a fair bit. But it's the scoreline that ultimately matters. And Liverpool very much in control of that at 3-0 up. Scott Phelan, he's had 3 wins and 1 defeat so far in charge since replacing Brian Sorensen. McLean wanted the foul, but nothing was coming from the referee. And here's Aurora Galley. Galley couldn't get the shot away properly. Vignola on the edge of the Liverpool box. And a free kick given to Everton in a dangerous position. Jenna Clark can't believe that from referee Phoebe Cross, but the decision has been made. Now is a set piece the way back into this match for the Blues.
I mean, at first initial thought, I didn't actually think that was a foul, but if I see a replay, I might change my mind on that. But I'm obviously just able to see it here.
Well, Liverpool wanted a free kick there from McLean.
Yeah, and Galley's obviously driving with the ball there. Jenna Clark battles well, gets that first block in. Obviously, just seeing here the swarm of red players around. I think from that angle from the referee, it looks like it was a free kick. I mean, from the angle that I was seeing it at, I thought Jenna Clark did make a connection with the ball and then Galley afterwards. But, I mean, I think from the position that the referee's in, it looks like it's a clear free kick for Everton.
So Galley and Pacheco over the ball. Galley on the right-hand side as we look, wearing 22 there now. Italian international signed from Juventus. Was the first Italian player to sign for a Barclays WSL club. So Galley with the right foot or Pacheco with the left? Everton need something, and they need it now, probably. Galley, off the wall and in. And is that the bit of good luck that Everton need to get back into this Merseyside derby? Galley and her Everton teammates celebrate, but it will surely go down as an own goal. Doesn't matter, Everton 1, Liverpool 3.
Sometimes you do just need that little bit of luck as well. Obviously getting that deflection, and I think you can see with Falk, she's pretty much grounded. Looks like it's going to come over the wall. She goes that way, it takes a deflection and goes the opposite way. It comes off of Olsen there. I mean, the chances are as well, the amount of times that could be retaken, that free kick, and it won't go in that goal the way it does. But it's a lifeline for Everton, and you're hearing the crowd as well getting louder again. Maybe it's the kickstart that they needed for an interesting last half hour or so of the game.
As you said, it was Olsen who was actually leaning, trying to get her head away from the ball, wasn't she? She was turning her face away from the ball, and it deflected in. Now, hold on a minute. Grace Fisk got a yellow card in the first half, and I think she's spoken her way to a second yellow, and the Liverpool captain is sent off here. Her team have just conceded, 25 minutes to go, and for dissent, I'm sure, a second yellow card, which means a red for the Liverpool captain, Grace Fisk. Referee Phoebe Cross not having any of that. Now then, can Everton get right back into this match?
You've also got a question now whether them substitutes potentially would you take off Nagano? Would you keep her on there to sort of solidify a little bit as well? But obviously Fisher earned her way into the book there.
Free kick straight into the hands of Falk. The first yellow card for Fisk in the first half was for what looked like a fairly innocuous foul, but if indeed that second yellow's for dissent, you can't be doing that, especially when you're wearing the captain's armband and your team are 3-1 up. Flick on towards Gargo, on as a substitute. Will she have a crack from there? Too tight an angle. Ball loops in from Lawley. Falk under pressure, does well. Well, Everton surely have got to go for this now. On the front foot against 10 players. Liverpool, as Gilly said, are surely going to have to make changes in the next few minutes. This could be a fascinating final quarter to this Merseyside derby. Mace heads it towards Lawley. Nagano going in with the challenge. Good strength from Nagano. Lawley dives in. No free kick given. Liverpool throw in. And just a few tempers fraying out there now, which is part and parcel of a Merseyside derby.
Yeah, this is what we wanted to see, but I'm also chuckling to myself as well because I can't really talk because I was sent off for dissent many years ago when I was at West Ham. But one thing I did learn after that is I never done it again, and I never got booked again for speaking to the referee. But this is what you want really from a Merseyside derby. It's livened up now. You've got a little bit there between Holland and Phelan as well, when he won't give the ball back, and it makes it an exciting last part of this game.
We can have a look, I think, at the incident involving Grace Fisk, because we think, actually, watch the top of the picture there. Fisk here. Now, that's Kramzar just barging into Fisk. And then seconds later, watch this. Yeah, just a little trip there from Fisk. So it's not for dissent. We saw her arguing with the referee. It was for that off-the-ball incident, Grace Fisk. And this was where she was arguing with the referee, which we thought was the reason for the second yellow. So Kramzar has barged Fisk, and then Fisk has gone in with a cynical little trick. What do you make of that, Gilly?
Yeah, do you know what? You can't get away with anything in the game these days as well. So, yeah, it's silly. It's a bit like tit for tat, really, isn't it, really? Because Kramzar obviously initially starts it by barging into Grace Fisk, so you could argue then, is that a potential having to come back to the referee? But, yeah, she shouldn't be doing that.
Here's Vignola down the left-hand side for Everton. Cuts inside on her right. Clark with the block. Didn't know too much about it, I don't think, Clark. Here's Pacheco. Poor cross from Pacheco. Straight down the throat of Jennifer Falk. Gemma Evans is on for Liverpool in place of Mia Enderby. So Enderby sacrificed the forward. And Gemma Evans, the defender, on. Everton here with Blundell down the right. You can see Evans wearing number 3 and slotted into centre-back where Fisk was. Here's Kramzar. Kramzar. Do you feel as though with the Kramzar-Fisk incident, though, Gilly, that actually a yellow card for Kramzar as well would have been appropriate?
Yeah, I think so, because I know Fisk does. If you obviously want to replay, Fisk does make a move, because I think she barges another Liverpool player first of all, and then Fisk comes across. But yeah, it's silly, and I do think, yeah, Percy Kramzar should have been booked for that, because she charges straight at Fisk and knocks her on the floor. But then, yeah, you just, you know, it's, like I say, it's tit for tat, but you've got to be the bigger person there from Fisk and just don't even react to it.
Galley will try to keep this in and does. Nagano had a bit more time than she thought there. Gives the ball back to Blundell. Oh, Everton have been handed a golden opportunity to try and get something out of this match in the closing 20 minutes or so. There'll be a few minutes of added time as well, so we've probably got closer to 25 minutes left. Mace across to Blundell. Blundell cross towards the back post. It comes all the way through to Vignola. Vignola does really well to get the ball in. Gargo couldn't quite get on the end of it. In Galley, and suddenly it's all Everton at the moment. Step over. Cross is going to go out. But Everton applying the pressure. They've been given a boost, seeing the Liverpool captain go off, and Jennifer Falk, the Liverpool goalkeeper, going down with a bit of an injury. But we'll take another look at the second yellow for Fisk and the incident that led to it. So watch Kramzar there in the centre of your picture. She goes past one Liverpool player and literally just barges Fisk over. Regardless of that, though, you have to say that is a little bit silly, isn't it, from your captain? There was no need really at 3-1 up at that point for Fisk to do anything about that.
No, it's not. But I mean, referee could argue that obviously when Kramzar's making that run, that Fisk moves into her eye line, and then obviously then Kramzar makes that connection. But then I think for a referee there, if she pulls it up straight away, then you'd be looking at no one then really loses their head, and then. But obviously, again, it's much easier for me to sit here now, because when I was playing, I had many yellow cards and red cards for doing exactly the same thing. You do want to get back at that person for doing something to you, but the referee really could have, if she'd have pulled Kramzar up for making that run, she could have settled it down a little bit, and then, obviously, then for Fisk, it wouldn't have been a red. But you learn from it, and you'd like to think now, going forward, that Fisk probably will never do that again.
I mean, it's maybe an irrelevant point because we don't have VAR, but actually if we had VAR, I think Fisk would still have been booked there and been sent off, but maybe Kramzar would have got a yellow as well, I think, if we'd had the video technology. Falk is being treated at the moment on the pitch, the Liverpool goalkeeper, so another reasonably lengthy stoppage here. I won't lip-read every single word Grace Fisk said to the referee, but she was saying, "I was shoved, referee. She barged me over."
But I also think Fisk was probably a little bit wound up from that free kick, because you see when that free kick happened for the goal, she was there with the referee saying, "No way, it's not a free kick." So I think probably the tension's already heightened anyway. Emotions are heightened from that, and then obviously that then happens from the kickoff.
Falk okay to carry on. Going to be playing something like 95 minutes plus in this match, you would have thought, after the stoppage there and the injury to Gabaro. Is Capox for Liverpool. Holland down the right-hand side. 2 goals today for Holland. Lovely touch round Pacheco. Wins the corner. That's brilliant from Kerry Holland, the Welsh international.
You're going to need your big players as well, Liverpool, now to really settle the nerves a little bit and try and get a hold of the game. And Kerry Holland's been that for them over the course of this season, and especially in this game too. So she does really well to bring Liverpool further up the pitch, which they haven't really been able to do so much in this second half.
Set piece for Liverpool, the corner from this near side. They haven't committed too many players forward, but they've got some targets to aim for. In it comes, there's one of them, Clark. Oh, it comes off awkwardly from Ruby Mace. That could have gone anywhere. Brosnan eager to get on with things again. Mace goes direct, but too direct. That was a heart-in-your-mouth moment for Ruby Mace in Everton.
It just seemed like the bounce of the ball threw her off a little bit there. She'd be feeling fortunate that it ended up going in her own goal.
A reminder, Liverpool wanting their first away win of the Barclays WSL season. Wanting to put right a run of defeats away at Everton in this derby. And wanting to climb the table as well. Things really clicked for Liverpool in the first half. This second half has been a bit harem-scarem. They've seen their captain go off. They've conceded an unfortunate goal off a deflected free kick. And they just need to get themselves together here, Liverpool, in these closing 15, probably 20 minutes. But for Everton, they have a glimmer of hope. Fernandez to Mace. Out wide to Lawley. Pacheco with the left foot. Mace. Lawley into the area. She's had a good 25 minutes or so since coming on at half-time. Melissa Lawley. We'll just take a quick look at this close shave for Everton, with the ball coming off Mace at the far post.
Yeah, we're seeing Clark there with the free header. I think it's the bounce that throws Mace a little bit. I think because you can see the spin of the ball there from Clark's header. She takes it sort of on the belly area and it spins back towards Brosnan. Fortunate for her, there weren't a Liverpool player standing right next to her.
I mean, you'd have to call that a goal line clearance, really, wouldn't you, from Ruby Mace, even though it nearly spun in off her. Pacheco to Vignola. Vignola, good close control. Liverpool now camped out in their own half. Mace cuts inside, goes for the left-footed shot. Needed a bit more angle on that. Ended up being a bit too straight at Falk, but worth a go from the Everton centre-back.
You're looking how high they've been able to get up now. Ruby Mace playing at centre-back. Even seeing Fernandez there at the top of your picture. How high they are and the pressure that they're putting on Liverpool.
Nagano goes to the deck, but referee says play on. Here's Kramsar. Vignola. Bit of space for Vignola. Back to Kramsar. Good foot in from Shimizu. That's a bit aimless from Maz Pacheco, and she'll know it, of course. Sounds like more changes being made on the touchline.
For Liverpool coming off number 11, Beata Olsen.
So Beata Olsen, one of the players coming off, hasn't been able to add to her 6 goals in the league this season. I imagine she's going to be, unfortunately, credited with an own goal, Beata Olsen, and making sure she doesn't jog off the pitch too quickly here. So Aurélie Silag will come on for Olsen. Stylish forward from Switzerland, Silag, and also coming on, Denise O'Sullivan. Legend of women's football, especially in Ireland. Over 125 caps for the Republic of Ireland. Signed for Liverpool in January for a record fee. And scored her first goal for the club within 6 minutes of her debut. Here is O'Sullivan with the first touch. Flick on towards Gargo for Everton. Jenna Clark does well. It was McLean who went off for O'Sullivan. Very good game for McLean, certainly in that first half. Involved in pretty much every Liverpool attack. Out to Blundell. Comes off Silag. Back to Gemma Evans. And you can see Fernandez and Mason your shot, but the 2 Everton fullbacks all the way up the pitch now, not in our shot.
They're committing bodies forward, you know, just trying to get that second goal for them and then really create a really exciting last 10-15 minutes or so there.
Nagano forward to Silag. Here comes the 23-year-old into the area. Another player who joined Liverpool in January. O'Sullivan does well on that far touchline. So Nagano and Shimizu still out there for Liverpool. The 2 Japanese players who won the Asian Cup. They were given a guard of honour. All of the Japanese players, all 5 of them across the 2 teams, were given a guard of honour before this match. Kerry Holland comes to take this throw-in. Loops the throw-in towards Silag, but Silag wasn't ready for it. Stats have got a lot more even since the last time we looked. 3 shots on target now for Everton. But time is ticking against them. That's a good ball from Brosnan to Blundell. Blundell out to Lawley. Lawley takes it with 1 foot, turns with the other. Cross comes in from Van Gool to the edge of the area. Kramsar back to Galley. Well, at half-time, Liverpool wouldn't have been expecting to be clinging on. And they do still have a 2-goal cushion, of course, but they are having to defend a little bit more desperately now, Liverpool. Down to 10 players. Here's Mace with plenty of time and plenty of space. Lawley. Van Gool across to Kramsar. Flicked on towards Lawley, and that's unfortunate for Lawley. Just came off her foot last and out for a goal kick.
And that's clever there from Bernabei with the pressure of Lawley. She just manages to get a nice little gentle touch off of Lawley at the end.
It's the Liverpool fans who are making more noise at the moment, as you would expect, but Everton need their supporters to rally them here. There is still a chance to grab a point, at least, for the home team. You feel as though they're going to need to get at least 1 goal in the next couple of minutes to give themselves a chance for a grandstand finish. Lawley's going to have to chase that one down, and does it well, to take on Bernabei. goes past Bernabé. Cross comes in from Lawley. Here's Pacheco. Oh, that would have been something special. First time volley. Born in England to an English father, Filipino mother, Maz Pacheco. I thought we were going to see goal of the season there for a moment, Gilly.
Yeah, I did as well. It was just set up beautifully for her as well on her left foot. Obviously a stronger foot. Lawley does really well, gets the ball in. Pacheco there's no one around her. I think she thought her name was going to be in lights there.
At the other end, here's Silag on as a substitute. Didn't quite make the Switzerland squad for the Euros on home soil last summer. Ruby Mace to Blundell. Lots of the Everton attacks coming down that right-hand side. Lawley has made an impact since coming on. You can see more Everton substitutes just waiting to come on that far side. The final throw of the dice, and we're expecting a triple change from Scott Phelan. Pacheco back to Galley. Pacheco swings one in. It falls to Vignola. Can't quite take the ball down as she would have wanted. Blundell might have a crack herself. Kramzar, nice touch round the corner to Lawley. Bernabé keeps the ball in according to the officials. Concedes a corner this time. Kramzar takes the corner quickly. I think they would have preferred Kramzar to be in the area. Lawley, who's seeing a lot of the ball at the moment, left-footed cross, a weaker foot, and that should be Jennifer Fowkes. There is still time for Everton. We had 2 stoppages, if you're just joining us, so we think we're going to play at least 95 minutes, you would have thought, maybe longer. So there is still plenty of time here for the home team at Goodison Park. Misjudgment from Bernabé. And it allows Lawley to get away. Lawley, Kramzar couldn't take it. Kengago falls to Kramzar off the bar. Well, she got plenty of power behind it, but just too much loft as she was leaning back.
Hey, see Lawley as well. She's had so much joy since she's come on. She's always been looking at threat. Liverpool, you just see them scurrying bodies around the ball, just trying to get some sort of block.
So here is the triple substitution. Payne, definitely one of those coming on. Looks like Katja Snoyce as well.
Number 18, Ornella Villalba, being replaced by number 25, Katja Snoyce.
Can one of these substitutes be a hero? Claire Wheeler, who was also part of the Asian Cup final, came out on the losing side, sadly for her, with Australia. The crossbar still rattling from that effort from Kramzar. Can Liverpool hit Everton with a sucker punch here? Silag takes it down well. Everton managed to prevent the corner, but they give possession straight back to the away team. Kerry Holland, scorer of 2 goals this afternoon. Holland taking on Pacheco, getting by her. Brosnan with the quick throw out to Gargo, to Payne, sorry. Tony Payne on that right-hand side. Tony Payne, definitely a player who can produce a bit of magic in these closing few minutes. Galley, here is Payne motoring down the right-hand side. Gago in the centre, wins the corner. Well, this is, OK, a 2-goal cushion for Liverpool, but you'd still say the match is on a knife edge a bit here.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think there with Payne, obviously, just gets her head up. You see Wheeler coming in at the edge of the box there, a little cutback. Just being able to pick players out, but certainly you'd think Liverpool should be safe, but Everton are making it very, very difficult in these last few moments.
Capox off to be replaced by Martha Thomas for Liverpool. Relatively quiet afternoon for Capox. But on comes Martha Thomas, who is a striker on loan from Tottenham. Everton corner. In it comes. Came off a Liverpool player. Not sure what part of the body, but it's a corner. Time ticking away from Everton. Hustle and bustle in the penalty area. Corner comes in again. Foul gets two hands on it. Claims the ball really well, the Swedish veteran. No clean sheet today, but when called upon in the main, she's done very well this afternoon again. Dependable at the back. Here's Wheeler. Tony Payne gives it back to Wheeler. Lawley could have let that run, but she comes inside herself. Lawley with the left-footed shot, another deflection. Kerry Holland having to do a shift at the back now for Liverpool. Up towards Martha Thomas, but couldn't hold on to it. Pacheco, Gargo, lovely touch. Snoyce's shot is deflected behind for another Everton corner. Pressure being piled on now by the home team, but is it too little, too late?
Everton chucking everything to try and get a second goal to make it even more exciting for these last few minutes of the game. Liverpool doing everything to get bodies in and around the ball.
Corner fired in. Kramzar hit it first time. Didn't quite catch it. Didn't quite catch it as well as she would have wanted to. And word down from the touchline is we're going to have 7 minutes of added time. So when that word gets onto the pitch to the Everton players, that will lift them. There is still time, not just for one goal, but two. Lawley. Sounding like a broken record, but it's another Everton corner. So 7 minutes for Liverpool to defend here to get their first away win of the league season. Galley, not enough space for a shot herself, gives it to Payne. Payne sells Galley short with the return pass. The crowd have just been told about the 7 minutes added time. You can hear just a little flurry of noise from the home spectators. Wheeler. Fernandez to Gargo. Good strength from Gargo. Fernandez needs to get the ball in the area. Galley dinks it in towards Kramzar with space. It's 3-2. Everton right back in this. What a neat and tidy finish from Kramzar, who hit the bar a few minutes ago. We have a grandstand finish here at Goodison Park in the Merseyside derby. Everton 2, Liverpool 3.
I mean, it's an incredible turnaround from Everton. And in all honesty, in these last 6 minutes or so, you'd probably be expecting Everton to be the team to go on and get an equaliser as well. But Kramzar does beautifully well because she could rush that. As that ball's come in, she could try and have a go at it first time. She doesn't. Galley there, beautiful ball in. She doesn't. She cushions it down with her knee and then she strikes it home. She still has so much to do there, but Everton really pushing on now for the equaliser.
The Liverpool defence let Kramzar go there. And the player who was at the centre of the Grace Fisk red card pulls another one back for Everton. Strap yourself in here, folks. This could be a cracker of a finish. We've had 2 minutes of the 7 added time. Pacheco to Wheeler. On as one of the substitutes. Galley, who's been on from the start, across to Mace. Mace steps inside, might think about a shot. Well, well, well. What's going to happen next here?
It's an attempt with a real lot of power behind it as well from Ruby Mace there. She fancied it as it opened up for her.
Kerry Holland couldn't see that ball in the sunshine. It goes out for an Everton throw. Everton have won so many of these Merseyside derbies in recent years, especially in their home matches. Wheeler looking for Lawley on that far side. Evans just needs to be careful. Comes off the corner flag and it will be a Liverpool throw. But Lawley has definitely made a difference over there on that right-hand side. Bernabé being told to not dilly-dally. Four minutes to go. Everton back in possession with Mace. Fernandez looking for Payne on that right-hand side. Payne and Lawley could be a dangerous duo on that wing. There had been a bit of a pull. There was certainly a pull the second time there from Galley on O'Sullivan. Just losing a bit of patience, Aurora Galley. It was a great ball in, wasn't it, from her for the Kramsar goal, as you said, Gilly. And every little free kick Everton give away now is more time that's going to disappear. 3 minutes to go. There's going to be a yellow card for time wasting. Jennifer Falk taking her time over this free kick. Up towards Silag. Mace goes down, play on, says the referee. And Silag does well to win a corner for Liverpool and relieve some of the pressure.
Yeah, she does do really well. And I think in this second half, I think since the sending off, and I think since the changes as well for Everton, I think Liverpool have really lacked having that player that can hold the ball up from and just allow players to come and join, and also relieve a little bit of pressure for him. I did think there she was going to go to the corner, but she seemed to turn towards the come to goal. And I think fortunately for her, Liverpool then end up winning the corner.
Remember, Liverpool didn't win any of their opening 12 games this season in the Barclays WSL. Three wins, a draw and 2 defeats in the last 6. But this victory would mean so much to them. If you want to find out more about the Barclays WSL, there's a new app out there. Look for WSL Football in the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. All the latest from the WSL and WSL2. We've got about 90 seconds to go. There's a bit of a clash over there between Mace, who seemed to throw the ball towards Holland, and she's got a yellow card for it. Whilst we're talking about Holland, would she be your player of the match, Gilly Flaherty?
Yeah, most certainly. I think for me, she's been brilliant today. Obviously, she scores the penalty, but her goal for Liverpool's third was sublime. It was a beautiful finish, and she had so much to do. But again, I think in this second half, she's really shown maturity, shown leadership for Liverpool in getting them to hold on into this game.
Right then, probably 1, maybe 2 attacks left for Everton. Gargo. Look where Courtney Brosnan is, the Everton keeper. She's going to come right up towards the halfway line, I think. Mace has given the ball away. Does well to win it back because her goalkeeper would have been stranded. Fernandez being urged to just put this ball into the box. Fernandez up to Kramsar. Pacheco on the edge of the area. Tony Payne with the step over. Doesn't get the cross in. Kerry Holland blocks it. Huge cheer from the Liverpool fans behind that goal. Mace chips the ball in this time. Liverpool could have left that. Holland didn't get a shout. Tony Payne puts the cross in. Kramsar. It's desperate back there for Liverpool at the moment. Everton can't find the equaliser. We are beyond the 7 minutes added time, and that should be it. A rush of blood to the head maybe from Mace, who went for the shot. But it's all over. And look what it's taken out of the Liverpool players physically, but look what it means to them as well. So many huge smiles out there from Liverpool, who are a completely different team to the first half of this season.